There has been a 169% increase in prevalence of depression since 2015. 169% increase. What is going on? What is depression and why is it causing us to feel so much upset and suffering? And I want to speak to that today because I am going to provide you tools to really understand your depression and start to heal it from the inside out. Now, this isn't therapy or a replacement for therapy, but a possibility for you to start owning your life and really understanding why you feel so damned depressed. So, I was diagnosed with anxiety disorder back in 2017, generalized anxiety, and I've learned tools to help me to overcome that. Well, depression and anxiety tend to run together, and that's okay. But I want to teach you about what depression is, according to research, and how to navigate it and start to use it as a tool to help you heal your life. Lisa Feldman Barrett is one of the top researchers on depression. She says that we feel depressed when we don't live up to our own ideals. We feel anxious when we feel like we're not living up to the ideals we think others have for us. Let me tell you the power of depression and how it can actually serve you and not tear you down, because too many of us don't like the feeling of depression because it's really uncomfortable. We did an interview with Laurel Erica on our podcast, Wake Up with Giants TV on YouTube. And in that conversation, she used an analogy of the word depressed means that you're in need of deep rest, that your body is just tired. And so what happens is as you're pushing towards your ideals and your goals, you look at your reality and you look at your ideals and you see the gap between those. And that's where you feel that suffering is in between where you are and where you would like to be, where you think you should be. Right. So if we were okay with where we are and we were okay with getting to our ideal or not getting to our ideal, it's a form of surrender, then we would be more at peace in our lives about what's going. I want to teach you what depression does. What it does is it has you resign from what you're doing. It has you pull your energy back and look at your reality exactly as it is. So instead of looking at this delusion that we have of what's possible or who we should be, we start to look at reality as it is. And that can be very difficult because reality isn't always what we want it to be. So as we pull back into reality as it is, we start to look at it and really ruminate or reflect on what's happening. So we see it as it is and we start to think that through. Now, people get stuck here in depression, they ruminate. So they get in a cycle of just really reflecting on it and resisting what is. And so they don't like what is, so they fight it. And that keeps it persistent and sticky so that it doesn't move on. And so as we look at it, we have a chance to not only resign from what is, but we see reality for what it is, and we have a chance to reflect. Now, if we could have a reverence and a respect for what is, and an acknowledgement of what is, an acceptance of what is without resignation, then we can start to see that our life is what it is, and we can look for solutions and start to re-engage in a new and more powerful way. As we re-engage in a new, more powerful way, we start to step back into the cycle of creation, and that's called resilience. It's our ability to get knocked down and get back up, get knocked down and get back up. In my 12 Journeys training program, I teach people how to navigate their history, their past, their inner story, and then navigate into their growth and development and impact in the world. So I love the infinity symbol because the infinity symbol really gives you a visual of what I'm talking about here. When you go into your inner story and you do your shadow work and you really look at your reality as it is, we want to dive in and come back to our present moment. When we go into the future and we start creating, we want to always come back to the present moment. What we're doing is we're trying to get into reality without resigning to reality. We want to see reality, have reverence for reality, respect reality, and then look for possibilities for shifting that reality. Now, depression is the measurement between who we are and who we think we're supposed to be. Anxiety is really similar, except anxiety is around what we think we should be according to others, what we think they're thinking about what we should be. So when it comes to depression, to really navigate through depression and raise yourself up out of depression, it's not really shifting your reality right now. It's creating peace with your reality. It's recognizing that depression is a process of helping you to look for solutions in your life. And it doesn't feel great. It brings up heavier emotions. You'll feel sensations in your body that are sometimes hard to navigate. So you want to develop tools to help you navigate those sensations and step back into engaging with your life. And so that's what I do in my programs is in my 12 journeys, I give you those tools and that framework to be able to step right back into your story, your depression, your anxiety, and come back into your reality and start creating it differently and more powerfully. And it gives you hope. When you have hope for a brighter future, not only do you know your future is going to be bright, you know you're the one that's going to do it, and you'll overcome any obstacle to make it a reality. So I'm running a special this month for those that want to take advantage of the 12 Journeys program. Usually it's a $555 investment to be a part of this for 6 weeks. It's all done virtually. We start on October 20th. You'll be able to grab your seat for $225. It's a killer deal. We're going to slow down with your life. I'm going to give you AI application tools. I'm going to slow down and teach you this framework, this 12 Journeys framework, so that you can start to re-empower yourself and do your self-rescue and bring yourself out of that depression so that you can live your most giant life. There's a gentleman that was on my show named Mark Peterson. He fell into a crevasse. I'll tell you this quick story and then we'll wrap up here. He was out hiking alone. He fell into a crevasse. He fell down 30 feet in the snow, landed on a block of ice about the size of his body, was 100 feet off the ground. He knew from training that the best rescue was self-rescue. And so the first thing he did is he checked himself for safety, made sure he was okay, and then anchored himself in. They say that you'll outperform 90% of the people in the world who feel just not self-sabotage in your lows. So he knew that the best rescue was self-rescue. So he immediately set to anchoring himself in, looking at his resources, and beginning the process of rescuing himself from that situation. For 5 days, he raised a flag up and down, and raised this flag until somebody happened to come across the flag as they were out hiking. 5 days he had to self-rescue until somebody else could help him from that situation. It's an incredible story. If you want to watch it on Wake Up with Giants TV, you can do that. But here's what I'm offering you is there is a solution to your depression. There is a solution to your anxiety, and you are that solution. And I want to show you how to do it. So come be a part of my program. We started on October 20th, 2024 at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, and that will go for 6 weeks. It's only $225 to be a part of it, and I promise you it will be the most impactful program you have ever done. It's going to give you a framework that you can use again and again and again in your life to self-elevate so that you can start to create the life that you're imagining, that you really have in mind, to really step into that without knocking yourself down over it. So reach out to me, DM me, look for the link in the comments, make it a giant day, and I will see you in the next episode.